Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today on my craft. I'm going to be showing you today how I've made this lovely little card, which I've called Halloween Magic. It features the lovely Hattie stamp from Lavinia stamps, along with some of the other beautiful little collection from the little recent release. So let's get started. So I'm going to be using the gel press today for the background, and I have a piece of 300 GSM white card. I'm not using too much water, so I thought I'd keep my Lavinia card for another day, and this works really well for that. So to start with, I'm going to be using Sundance Elements ink, and let's just ink that up then. And I'm just going to run that right the way through the middle. I wanted quite a nice strong colour with that one. So there's that. I'll just clean the roller off, and I'm going to be using Merlot down the edges. So I'm just going to pop just a bit on the edge of the roller. Quite a strong colour that, so I'm just taking a little bit of that off and then just coming down the edge here. And then down the other side, same thing again, take a little bit off and then just run a little bit down the edge there. That's great. Right, I'm just cleaning the roller off a little bit, and then I'm just going to blend that a little bit better. Okay, that's great. So the edging, I'm using the graphite, and I'm going to be using one of the little egg sponges for that. Just getting really strong colour, so I'm just going to take a little bit off, make sure I'm well inked up, and just coming around the edges here. As you can see, it makes these little circle splodges as you're going around. So just need to come back through and just blend that out. There we go, so that's that. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of water on with my little fan brush, just to add that little bit of interest in the background again. So I'm taking quite a lot of that off. So I'm just going to do with a few little splits and splots. There we go. And then pop the card on down through the middle there and see what we've got. It's always the fun part, this. You never know what you're going to get. Every time you do it, it'll be different. So let's have a look at that. So that's great. Absolutely fabulous. Right, let's move that out of the way then. Just give that a little waft to dry a bit. And then to stamp Hattie, she's going to be my first little stamp to go on. I'm actually going to use my stamping platform. So I'm just going to pop that there a moment. Because she's quite a solid stamp, sometimes you need to go in a couple of times with her. So let's place her where we would like her to go then. Might pop that just up there, and I think there's great. And going to use the Versafine in the Nocturne. So I'm just going to ink her up a minute. Pop her down there. Alright, just give her another little bit more ink. Sometimes I think the magnets do stop you getting down a bit of pressure on, and it's just, oh no, she's come out all right. It's fine. Lovely. There we go. So I'll just pop that out of the way then. So I've cleaned everything up, and I've just put a tiny little bit of black from the egg in there because it was too big a white space for me. So the next thing I'm going to stamp is the Wands and Spells books. So we're going to do that in graphite again, Nocturne, sorry. I'm just going to put that down about there, about level with Hattie. There we go, that's that one done. And my little fairy Crook, this one here, I'm just going to pop that down as well. So I just need to mask the books because it's taller than the book, so I don't want all of the Crook. I want it probably about there. Again in the Nocturne. Let me just lose that for a minute because I will end up putting that on my card. Right, here we go. I think we pop that in about there. It's a fabulous little set of stamps, all these lovely Halloween things, witchy things. Gorgeous. There we go, that's the Crook. And then the little Cauldron, that's lovely little Cauldron. It's just going to sit on top here. Just there, I think. There we go, so it's just a tiny bit proud of that. That doesn't matter, we'll sort that out in a minute. The lantern is the next little thing I wanted to hang off of here. Just hang that there, I think, off of that bit. That's one that side, and then I'm just going to come around on the edge with the second one. Again, I've got a little tiny bit there. Let's just take that off. Yeah, so that's fabulous. And then the little bubbles, I had them a moment ago from the Cauldron. Just pop them in there. I'm just coming back to this a minute because I don't want the bubbles to be, or I want them to come out of the pot itself. Let's just go like that, I think. Lovely. And I'm just going to run a little line of them up through here. 3, 4, 5. Just curl it back round that way. Fabulous. Right, I wanted some bit more interest in the background, so I've got the words of the "This is Magic Surrounds Us," and I'm just going to stamp that in a different colour because I wanted a bit more interest into the card. I wanted to bring the blue in now. So this is the Warm Breeze in the Versafine. And it's quite dark, so what I'm going to do is stamp off and then just put my words down here so they fade a little bit more into the background. I'm going to do several of those. Just going to keep it more or less over this side, a little bit across the bottom here. There we go, I think that's done. Sorry I've knocked you. Usual thing. Then really it's just down to start putting in some colour. So let me lose that a minute. It's better, I can see what I'm doing then. And I've got little watercolour pens here, and these are the little Crawford and Black ones. I actually bought these in the works, if anybody is in the UK. So I'm going to start with the red, I think, and start with my little books. Now up the top here, very fine line there, that is actually the top of the book. So you really want to make sure you get that in as well. And then I'm going to colour her little dress in at the bottom here in the red. Just to give her a bit of pizzazz. There we go, that's that one then. So that was the coral red. This one is the dark green. And then I've got the, Phthalo blue, is it? Something like that it's called. Which I'm going to do in this bottom one here. This is melon yellow. So I'm just going to colour the wands book on the top of that, and then I'm just going to do the spines on this little black one because it looks okay in black to me. So that's that one, and then the lights, inside the lights, there we go, that's great. Now for the bubbles, I'm using my little jelly roll pens and a bit of water, just to get a little bit on the go there. So these little pens are great, you can actually watercolour them if you do them quick enough. Just going to do that, just pick out a few, don't have to do all of them. Then just a little bit of water, spread that ink around. A little bit of hubble bubble, a bit more water. So that's a little green one. And then I've got silver here. Little hair on there. Just that's a lovely little magical little bit of colour this does. Make the bubbles pop. And then what other colour have we got here? Just a little bit of yellow. I'll just pop that in as it is. Right, so with the red, the yellow, sorry, come back into the yellow. I'm just going to colour a little bit of the cauldron in. So it makes it look a bit brassy almost. Little line through there. There. And then I've got some red. And I'm going to come in on Hattie's dress and just trace over some of these lines here. Just give her a little bit of sparkle. Just to finish her off. And then down here. And then I'm coming back to the yellow again. I'm just going to highlight a few more little bits and pieces. Just to give her a real bling. There we are, she's looking good, I think. Maybe a little bit down here. There we go. Right, then I've also got a red jelly glaze. Oops, that's not it. That's the one. And I'm just going to pop my little few red dots around here. Just add a few extra dots wherever you like. And that just gives that another little lease of life. I just need to let that dry just for a second. So those little dots have dried off now. So I'm just going to pop a little black line along here, just to ground my little cauldron. So that looks a bit better. And then I've got the warm grey in the watercolour pens, and I'm just going to ground books by just putting a little bit of shadow under there, and also Hattie. Put a little bit of shadow like that. It's great. Then it's just a matter of removing that a minute, and I'm going to just put a little bit of the warm breeze around the edge. Just to give it that lovely pop of colour now. These little brushes are great. I keep a separate set for my Versafines. These are an Amazon purchase. I'm sure you can get them all over the place though. It's just great to have all sorts of little applicators in your arsenal. Oh, that's looking good. Great, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of sparkle on everything, so just lose extra little bit of ink there, and I'm going to use some stickles. I'm just going to pop some around her little wand, just make sure that's running okay. A few little sparkles around there. And then coming down from the top here, just adds that real finishing touch. There we are. How pretty is that? Should we just give it a pom-pom there? Fabulous. So she's all done. So that's how I've made this beautiful little card. Mount her up on any kind of background you like. You can do her in different colourways. There's another one here. Oops, didn't want that bit. Another one here done in orange and gold. Slightly different, but just gives you a different variation on a theme there. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration, and have fun. See you again next time. Bye.